Well, g'day guys, welcome to the channel. This video will be part 2 of the maintenance and what the work we're doing on Tiny 1. We'll have a quick look where this transmission was. So there's a great big whopping hole in here now. So you can see there, that's where the tail shaft comes through. So that's the torque converter you can see in there. And there's the ground. And that goes up to under the seat. So yeah, there's a good hiding spot in here. So you've got your axles that come in through there, and there's your scab units, so that's how you steer them. So you've got one on each side obviously. So you got your brakes and your clutches so you can steer the things. And then obviously that attaches to your final drives on the outside. But yeah, you've got big long axles that slide all the way through and meet up with the, like the diff setup that attaches to the transmission here. So that's the overview there. I thought I'd better get some footage before it goes back in, and can't look at it then.
Peter here, brand new day, very cold, so we're a bit slow off the mark this morning. Tiny 1 had some repairs done. They've not all been at the one moment, so there's a chain of events that hopefully will be captured to just show what happened with this machine. That's been repaired, well not repaired, but the seals have been replaced and everything looked really good inside. That's the bevel gear comes out as part of the transmission, so very hard to see in there. You can get a bit of a look in the holes there, but it's not a very big crown wheel and pinion at all compared to what you would expect. Maybe even just roughly a normal truck size, but it's geared up or geared down so much that it's yes, obviously does the job. Anyway, feels a bit under the weather this morning. The hot water service is broken down for me, so got to keep walking, moving. We got Johnny's turned up. We've got Paul here, and we're attempting to slide the transmission in this morning. So, and then I think the workers will be doing other things for a day or two, so it's not all going to get completed today. Morning, John.
Morning.
How are we going?
Alright.
You haven't been hiding in that hole overnight, have you?
I think I'd be frozen if I was.
You would be frozen. Is that Paul through the other hole there?
Yeah.
Hello, Paul. Wave, will you? Put your hands through and wave.
Yeah, no, just here.
No, underneath, through the hole, mate. Oh, no, that's your foot. Wiggle your foot, mate. Oh, there he is. Look, there he is.
Yeah, I am.
How you going, mate?
I'm all right. Here you go.
Yeah, it was a bit fresh this morning.
It was a bit fresh last night, I can tell you.
Well, all right. So what's the basic plan is slip it back in this morning, Paul?
Yeah, just got to, everything's pretty much cleaned up and ready to go. We've got that old hose out of there. I thought we'll get it out while we can because it's made of concrete, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just got to clean a few bolts up now and we're ready to go. Just got to clean a few bolts up and warm up a forklift.
Very good. All right. Well, I might go to town and get a few of these bits, eh?
Yep. Oh, well, yeah.
Well, the hose be in yet?
No, you're probably best to wait till after we get it in, Pete, if that's all right.
All right. Righto.
we're only 10 minutes from being ready to go.
All right, mate. I'll do that.
Looks like I came here at the right time. All the hard work's done. So she's all back in there.
Well, folks, the boys are going off doing their thing. I think Matt's spraying. Brad's having a little break with the family, with a camper van. Phil's gone down to the development block with his boys. I think he had a couple of chipping hoes with him. I think they're going to do some weeds. I'm about to head to town, and I'm just beside Tiny 1 here. Just a bit of an update. This is a program that will take 2 or 3 weeks perhaps to finish it all off, but I found John here. He's beavering away in the belly of the poor old machine. Morning, John.
Morning.
What's happening, mate?
We're just cleaning up these intake manifolds.
Yep. And that's these fellas here.
Yeah.
So here, folks, this is what we're pulling out and replacing. So there, that's nearly a 4-inch 110mm hole, isn't it?
Yeah.
It would be at least. Alloy. You can see the coal dust that's embedded itself in there. It's just, yeah, so when that gets wet it turns very corrosive and eats away. See in there all the little nearly gone through, very, very thin. So they're all being replaced, and so you're still cleaning away at that?
Yeah, still cleaning them.
And another hour or two's job there, you reckon?
Yeah, probably.
And then have we got all the new ones ready to go on? That'll be another operation.
They're all up here, so I just got to assemble them before I put them back together.
Yep.
Well guys, we're back here at Tiny 1. I think Dad took some footage of this yesterday. What the plan is for this morning is we're going to be putting the turbos in, so I'm just here to help Johnny do that. We can certainly see how it's very timely to replace these. I think Johnny just said that the manifold's back in. Morning, Johnny.
Morning.
So we got all that pretty well back together, ready for the turbos to go on, is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Make sure we don't drop anything down those big holes there, eh?
No, that was right.
And make sure we take the make sure we take the covers off before we bolt it together too.
And yeah, make sure you don't leave any rags in there.
Well, the rag would probably come straight out the exhaust, no worries. So anyway, we'll yeah, got a little bit to do, and then the turbos will be going on. Righto, well Johnny's got one turbo in and air filter brackets and everything on the one side. We are waiting on some O-rings and gaskets for the other side, so we can't put the other turbo on yet. Won't be able to do a lot more today, but yeah, we'll see when we get these parts what happens.
Good afternoon, folks. Tiny 1 is nearly ready to go. We've just had some been waiting for some hoses and things to be done. Paul's just done a valve set on it and an injector tune up. Some of them were a little bit out, not too bad. We had some hoses that we've replaced. We tend to go for an insurance policy. This is heat resistant hose. The old one was very rusty, the braid was rusty, and of course if it goes you got a lot of trouble, so it's better off to take the insurance policy, and where it's doubtful we have a go. But all this has been put back together again, the new elbows on there, 1 or 2 little things just got to be fixed up, but basically all back together again. Now we've just got to get out here without breaking a leg, and what else we've got here. All the trannies back in. Just, yeah, 1 or 2 hoses got to be done. This here is quite interesting. This is a big hose. I don't know where to really show you the size of it. It's actually a outside diameter is 4 inches, inside is 3. So there it is. Now that's the main one, suction hose for the main pump. So you can imagine how much is going through that. So there's my hand, and that's about 4 inches across the 4 fingers. So yeah, and these, now that one comes straight Caterpillar's agent. They do that in their factory. We give them a number and they make it to size, and they've got it automatically. They get the timing of the 2 fittings right, so that when you go to put it on the machine, everything fits up just exactly right. And you don't get much wriggle room if you get the timing wrong, because it may not fit up. On these smaller hoses you get a slightly bit more wriggle room, but I think these fellas you wouldn't want to be out more than 1/2 degree, and maybe these fellas you could probably get 1 degree out of them. But these were made up locally, and just as a matter of course they only need 4,000 psi, which is the original, more than it's needed, but these guys pretty well go to 6,000 psi, just an insurance policy. And they did the best, and they tried to time them according to the old hoses. So we think that'll be fine, but they were only took a day to make them, and these fellas sometimes take a few days, 5 days to a week sometimes to come back.
Well, you might be able to hear Tiny One is running. So I think Paul and Josiah are here just doing a few finishing touches, I think, but engine side of things is all good, and I think all the hoses are on. So I got a few of the old hoses here. You can see they're a little bit sad. This big hose here, we did have one ready to go, but mustn't have been made quite right, and obviously with these you can't twist them or bend them, so we couldn't get it to fit. So we had another hose made up and got that fit yesterday. I think Paul did that, and a couple of them here are, yeah, just sort of a preventative thing, but some of them were very well in need of replacement. So I think the axles were just going back in then, I think. Now you might be wondering why we sometimes call Paul or Aussie. That's because he's known as Aussie, but his name's Paul. So this side over here is where the axles go. And that's the tool we had to make up last time we had to do this. So that slips down in there, and that's how you get the axles in and out. The inner axles, I should say, because they've got 2 different axles for each side. But you can just see the planetaries there. Got a decent amount of size about them. But yeah, it's a bit exciting to have this getting back together. How are we going today, Paul? Yeah, good. We got axles going in, eh?
1 axle left to go in, and we are operational. There is a little coolant leak though, I found. When we started up this morning, we pressure tested it the other day, it didn't leak. Started up this morning, and there's a hose in the middle there where Jono was working, but I don't think he's touched it, it's leaking. But
Yeah, righto.
I think
If that's the worst of the problems we got after this, that's not too bad, eh? What do you want me to indicate when it starts turning? Thumbs up.
you see me spinning around the end of this.
sure we reversed them last time with the scabs.
Yeah. Well, one was new on this side. Makes life a bit easier.
That's good, we had a couple of spare axles. Well, the axle's in there. That means that pretty well everything major is done. So there's just that little coolant leak that we need to suss out. The belly guards need to go back up underneath, and then obviously the guards around the engine. But that's going to be it then. That's all done. And then once this is all going, I believe there's going to be a down ramp that's going to need to be built for that ramp. Now, there's been a lot of people asking when we're going to jump that ramp, and once the down ramp's built, that's going to be a good start, but we haven't actually jumped that ramp for probably 10 years. It's only just been rebuilt, and because it was all it had wood on the ramp and it was all rotten, so you don't want to be trying to jump that when it's like that. But yeah, it's been a good while since we've done it, so we're going to have to warm up to it a bit. I think we're all a bit older, so yeah, we're just going to have to see. I mightn't have the guts to do it again, but we'll have to talk Phil and Brad into doing it, I reckon. They're a bit more daring than I ever was. But anyway, that'll be it for this video. Make sure to hit the like button if you enjoy the video, and to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you in the next one.